Halt, citizen. This area has been cordoned off by the Neo SF Police Department as part of ongoing investigations.
知ってるよ。
I apologize for the inconvenience, but I am not authorized to allow anyone to enter this location.
ジェクシー捜査官から立ち入りの許可をもらっている。
One moment, citizen, while I verify Detective Rivers' authorization.
よろしく。
Authorization obtained. Good luck with your investigation, citizen.
Thank you.
I caution you to restrict your observations to the visual, though, as there has not been an officer in to check the scene personally.
まあでもよく考えたら、通常のわからない人間と機械を入れようって判断を普通はしないけどね。あ、いける。いろいろ見れる。とってもなければカーテンもついてない。使えるものないな。知らない人の部屋のドア。ここはヘイデンの部屋ではない。誰の部屋？ノックする。返事はない。え？犬かよ。新しく取り替えられた形跡がある。入ってみよう。おお、荒らされてる。
What? Oh no! No, 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 no! Our apartment! My home! Who could have done this? Why?
このグラフィティがヒューマンレボリューションのメッセージとよく似ている。
What does the human revolution want with Hayden? Why would they break our things? I don't know what to do. This place, these items. They're all I have of Hayden. What if he's gone for good? What will I do if we can't find him? This was all I had left.
大丈夫。彼はきっと見つかるよ。
You're right. I apologize for the emotional outburst.
えらい
Well,
えらい。
let's look around and see if we can find the data cache in all this mess. We don't have time to waste on my histrionics.
賢いね。純血のグラフィティ。人類の形はこの1世紀で大きく変化した。しかしヒューマンレボリューションはハイブリッド化やサイバネティックスによる人体強化を人間の純血と強さを汚すものとして糾弾している。ロムのパーツが突き刺さっている。もったいない。グラフィティってことは直接書き込まれたものじゃなくて、サイバー的なペイントなのかな。中毒者のグラフィティ。
I think you're right about this being human revolution propaganda, but Hayden is an unlikely target.
ヒューマンレボリューションが本当にやったのか。
I know they don't like parallax because they think advanced technology in general is bad, but they spend most of their time going after hybrids and cyborgs. I'll run some deep meshnet searches and see if anything turns up.
Desk デスクは荒らされ、スプレーでペイントされている。
I think the data cache is gone.
ああ、なくなってたか。
We've searched everywhere, and it just isn't here. I hate to return to Tomcat empty-handed, but this leaves us twisting in the wind. Perhaps they can point us in a new direction. The data cache is no longer our main objective, but it would be nice to know where it is and why it was taken. I wonder what the human revolution would need the data cache for anyway.
さあね。ヘイデンの研究もわからないしな。詳しいことは。誰かがヒューマンレボリューションに罪をなすりつけようとしているのかも。可能性は一理あるんだ。
That's a distinct possibility.
さすが、十分分かってるね。
I just don't have enough personal experience with the human revolution to give you an honest answer.
ああ、偉い。自分の経験則から語ってる。
The information on the meshnet is extremely conflicting and desperately polarized. Some of it paints them as neo-druid nature lovers, other parts as bigots stuck in the past. Perhaps we could... Hey! What's wrong? No!
んはい、気をつけます。突然分岐ルートで終わったりしないよね。チャプター2。チャイナタウンの病院。12月21日か。ブラックアウト。おお顔
Thank goodness you're finally awake! I have spent the past 30 minutes calculating the odds of you being indefinitely incapacitated or immobilized. I'm relieved to find my pessimism was misplaced and that you appear to be okay. Someone ambushed us at the apartment.
後ろから襲われたってこと？
After you collapsed, my power systems were jammed by whoever attacked us. It took me 2 minutes to reboot and call an ambulance.
はあ、2分でリセットされたんだ。
When we left, I noticed they had done the same thing to the NSFPD ROM that was standing post. It takes a lot of power to crash one of those, even temporarily. Serious military hardware like that is difficult to obtain, but that type of non-lethal electrical field would interrupt my systems as well. Likely a mil-spec neuro-scrambler.
どうして攻撃だけして去っていったんだろう。
If we walked in on them while they were searching the apartment for Hayden's files, I can understand them stunning us to make their escape.
ということは、開かなかった部屋にいたってこと？でも警備ロボットいたしな。
But the probability that they're actually after me, or rather the research behind my creation, seems high.
でも中央もブラックアウト2分間しただけだし。
Leaving me when I was so vulnerable makes no sense. still believe my original hypothesis to have been correct. Hayden must have been kidnapped by a powerful organization looking to get control of his research.
ほうほうほう。まあいい。可能性はある。
Trashing our apartment may have been a cover for the theft of the data cache we were looking for.
あるいは君を泳がせてヘイデンの研究の秘密に迫ろうとしているのかも。
A reasonable deduction. But if they don't yet have Hayden's research, we may still have time to rescue him before something really bad happens.
俺も知らないんだけどね。襲撃者の姿は見たかい？
No, I didn't. They assaulted us from behind, and nothing showed up on my optics before I was disrupted.
それは不思議だね。
They either had cloaking of some kind, or were extraordinarily careful while making their way into the apartment. My optics, while not top of the line, are better than an off-the-shelf ROMs, and I should have been able to detect any thermal changes from someone being there. Oh, before I forget, here are your belongings. The nurses had me hold on to them for you until you awoke.
おう、荷物か。腐った牛乳くらいしかなかった記憶が。
Here's your ID card. Don't lose this again.
ありがとう。
Here are those headphones you reviewed.
あ、これもあったか。ありがとう。
I noticed the article on your computer before. Good job getting published.
ありがとう。
Oh, and here's your spoiled milk.
ありがとう。捨てずに取っておいてくれて。
Luckily, the hospital staff didn't find your carrying of a carton of spoiled milk around to be a cause for concern.
バカにしてるよね。
And finally, here's your commemorative glass of water that you got from Alfie. Looks like it got broken.
あ、割れてしまったか。
Now all we have is this broken commemorative glass. Also, your bag got wet.
なんで？これはもう捨てた方がいいな。いいかな。
You're right. You wouldn't want to cut yourself.
俺除外するしか選択肢ないやつか。
Just let me know when you want to leave.
Excuse me. Are you talking about Hayden Weber?
誰？体に異常はないようだ。よかったな。メディカルコンピューターさん、ご機嫌いかがかな？おお、喋るんだ。めっちゃおしゃれなテンポだったし。喋れるフレーズは一つだけのようだ。だが嬉しかったぞ。チューリングはずっとここに座っていたのだろうか。ベッド自体は悪くないが、カバーや毛布はそうでもない。触ると結構冷たい。批判的だな。おお。 誰？どう見よう。ガラスから太陽の熱を感じた。メディカルステーション。この人医者かな？あ、でも患者って出てる。見よう。同じ部屋の患者だろうか。
Sorry for being a nosy, Nancy. Hayden's an old friend of mine, and this sounded all too familiar.
ほう、古い友人。自分の友人でさらに古い友人。
Has anything happened to him?
こっちの会話を聞いていたのか。
I hate to be the one to tell you, but privacy screens are hardly soundproof.
確かに。
However, if this situation concerns us both, perhaps we can help each other.
で、あなたは？
Of course, I've not yet introduced myself. My name is Dr. Yannick Fairlight, and I'm the founder and former CEO of System 1 Software, now owned by Parallax.
音楽かっこいいなぁ。いいよ。
He is telling the truth, at least as far as I can intuit from information on the meshnet.
お、
And I do recall Hayden mentioning a Dr. Fairlight, at least once in passing at some point.
See, I don't bite.
それを言っちゃいかん。自分自身で。
I won't press you for details, but perhaps I could be of some assistance, hmm? I remember my association with Hayden fondly, and I'd be happy to help in any way I can.
CEO だと言ったね。
Ah, yes. As I've mentioned, Parallax acquired my company, System 1 Software. I accepted a CTO position and additionally served on Parallax's board for several years. The other directors and I had a difference of opinion about the direction the organization should take.
方向性に合わなかった。
The non-centralized data scheme for most ROMs used today seemed ludicrous at the time. We were playing with fire, dangerous, morally ambiguous fire, and well, we hadn't invented a bucket of water. So when Parallax's servers were destroyed by hobbyist hackers, well,
どこかのハッカーによってね。
needless to say, it was a PR nightmare. Everything halted until we could get the damage fixed. And since the security work that goes into maintaining the integrity of near impenetrable meshnet is astronomically expensive, we had our share of disagreements. In the end, I was voted off the board and they went on without me. Do I have hard feelings? Of course. Who wouldn't?
確かに。
In the end, though, it really doesn't matter. I'm an old rich man with enough hobbies to last the next 2 decades.
他にやりたいことをね。レイデンとはどうやって知り合いに？
Hayden and I made our acquaintance when the 2 companies first underwent the merger. At the time, he was a young, hotshot researcher working in the search data correlation sector.
検索データ相関性部門。
He was assigned to find the best ways to integrate Parallax's own collection and analysis tools into System 1's LIPS operating system. He was a bit much to handle at times, honestly, but I admired his passion for the subject.
レイデンの研究について何か知っていることは？
His research? No, not so much. I remember at the time he had interest in advanced machine sapience, but that is the realm of science fiction. He once showed me a prototype of his. She was quite clever, very convincing, but you could tell she did not contain the spark of life.
感情。
I assume that you are another of his creations.
Yes, I am. I'm sorry. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Turing. Did you say she?
Ah, yes. She was quite insistent on that fact over the course of my conversation with her. Hayden said that she had picked out the color for her casing herself. Pastel pink.
パステルピンク。
Still, I must assume you are far more advanced than she if you're spearheading the search for your creator. Perhaps I should have had more faith in Hayden's little hobby.
Do you know what became of her, or where she might be now? Hayden has told me so little of his past research.
I'm sorry, Turing. It was a long time ago, and I'm afraid my memory is not what it used to be.
老人って便利だな。
If any of my contacts in Parallax make mention of your erstwhile sibling, I'll pass it on to you.
餌を出したっていうわ
Thank
け
you,
か。
Dr. Fairlight.
他の質問がしたい。
Of course. Ask away.
あなたは何がしたいか？
What do I want? It would be nice to be young again. Play the darling of the company, court prince and pauper alike. But right now, someone I grew very fond of is in great danger.
強い好感を抱いていた男。まあ、会話の流れだったか。
I simply wish to see Hayden home again, safe.
ここでは何を？
The chair you find me in is an advanced diagnostic and life support run. Its development is one of my hobbies, so to speak. 'It monitors my vitals and administers medications as necessary to keep my body stable. I likely would have perished long ago without it, or at least would have been severely bedridden. It requires frequent maintenance, and I'm here to have it examined.
なるほど。
There's a particular fellow at this hospital who is the only one I trust to run the correct diagnostics and fine-tune things to my exact needs. It's the same way you might get your car serviced, making sure everything's in check. It's too integral to my health to count on just luck.
これならもっといい病院に通いそうなものだけど。
Unfortunately, many critically injured patients were rushed into surgery all at once, and my appointment has been pushed back. The hospital administrators placed me here with a resting patient so as not to be disturbed by the chaos outside. I don't think they expected you to awaken quite as quickly as you did.
どんな風に力になってくれる？
Ah, I can think of a few ways. I still have some contacts in Parallax and can put out some quiet feelers. Maybe they'll know something.
探りね。
I will admit, I don't have much to offer until there's more information.
あ、でもパララックスの人間が今回の騒ぎをどう見てるのか気になる視点ではある。
Is there anything you can tell me? I'd like to help in any way I can. What did you find at Hayden's apartment?
The first time we went, nothing. But when we went back to extract his computer's data cache, the place had been pillaged, and the human revolution had spray-painted slogans all over our walls.
落ち着け厨房。
Hayden's computer was gone, and we were assaulted. And now we're here, injured and losing our trail with each passing second. We're still frustratingly in the dark and running out of time. I fear Hayden is slipping out of reach. I am failing him.
I'm very sorry to hear that. I wish I could do more. Hayden's company was most enjoyable.
相手に懐を入れすぎだぞ。
It's been very interesting speaking to you, Dr. Fairlight.
これがすべて厨房を成長させるための仕組みだとしたら、こいつに判断させた方がいいのか。どう思う？
I don't think we have any choice.
選択肢はないね。
If I'm looking into this on my own, you might as well benefit from it. We both want the same thing, yes? It's up to us to seize opportunity when it appears. I think I have a lead for you two that will prove most useful.
へえ、そこがいいな。
You said you found human revolution slogans spray-painted on the walls? I am acquaintances with the man leading the current human revolution protests at the Genus Clinic.
おう。知り合いだった。顔が広いね。
His name is Brian Mulberry. introduction from me, he may be willing to shine some light on that particular event.
どうやってそのブライアン・マルベリーと知り合いに？
Well, when I exited Parallax, I sought out like-minded individuals. We worked together to prevent a full deployment of the meshnet system. Brian Mulberry was one such person.
ヒューマンレボリューションよりの思想ってわけではないよね、でも。
We did not succeed in our efforts, obviously. Come to think of it, that event might have been what prompted Brian to take a more radical stance against technology. But yes, our motivations aligned for one brief time, and I gained his respect from it. Hopefully, that can be useful for you. I will send a message downstairs to my assistant, Leon Decker. He will hand you one of my cards to prove your association with me to Mr. Mulberry. Make sure you speak to him before you leave.
なんなんだこの連動の仕方は。
In the meantime, I'll get in touch with some other individuals I know and try to find out any other information about Hayden that I might be able to pass on to you. I'll be in contact. It was a pleasure meeting you both.
そうかい。そろそろ行こう、チューニング。
Of course. Please, do not let me delay you any further.
はいはい。
Good luck touring. I don't think Hayden's faith in you is misplaced. You are an impressive piece of technology.
Thank you, Dr. Fairlight. We'll be in touch. Should I call downstairs to have you discharged? Just let me know when you're ready. Should I call downstairs to have you?
You are one lucky dog. Didn't I tell you to be careful? Do you get it now? I can't be around to pull your ass out of the fire all the time anymore. I don't even know how I would have handled the Board of Inquiry or your sister if you'd actually been hurt.
I'm sorry, Detective Rivers. Our assailant got the drop on us due to my negligence and lack of technical prowess. This is all because of my failure. Blame me. It's my fault.
Sure, because the robot fresh off the assembly line is gonna know how to handle this kind of thing better than the supposedly hard-boiled journalist you're carting around.
ああ、それはきつい判断。なんという。
Well, to be honest, Detective Rivers, I think I'll tell you the whole truth, since my friend here trusts you. Keep it under your hat, though, metaphorically. I am no ordinary ROM, but actually actually a prototype designed to be the first fully sapient machine. I suspect creating me is the main factor behind Hayden's disappearance, beyond his day-to-day research for parallax.
まだ原因が分かってないんだよね。
My name is Turing.
記憶ない。
Whew. Okay. Hi, Turing. Well, that is a damn bigger problem than you first let on, huh, old pal? The first machine sapient. People are gonna have things to say about that.
さすが歴史、びっくりが早い。
Especially the human revolution. Ugh. This is exactly what I wanted to avoid. You sure know how to get yourself dropped in the drink. Just get it together, both of you.
はーい。
I don't want you to get hurt, and it sounds like you're stumbling into a really dangerous situation. Plus, I'm starting to think that you were right.
お、
Someone higher up in the department is trying to delay any search into Hayden's disappearance. Here's the story. Apparently, the investigations you ran into this morning were about the lock on the apartment door being reported broken by a neighbor.
お、
The building couldn't reach Hayden, so they went ahead and got it fixed on their own, but the NSFPD sent a bot to check things out and guard the place for a while afterward, right? Standard procedure, treating it as a break-in. Have someone there for when Hayden shows up. Obviously, you and I know there's a bigger story, but when I filled out the missing person report, I was informed in no uncertain terms that I am to wait an entire 48 hours before I can upgrade the existing case.
へー。2日も時間を取るのは珍しい。
Why? Just on the off chance the door being busted and Hayden being missing are unrelated and my search screws something up for the completion of the break-in report.
なんという理不尽。
As if. There's a problem if you're so by the book you're getting paper cuts. And that was before all of this happened. The chief's not happy about whoever took the bot out. That's who they're after now. They won't even care if Hayden never shows.
Today's assault and the vandalization of our apartment will only make the entire situation more confusing and sensitive for the police.
There's too many moving parts to piece anything together, and it's not fun trying to argue with the bureaucrats that one thing happened over another. These little incidents of smashing shit and spray paint sound more like Froyo Stand 2.0 to them than a serious abduction.
And I suppose I won't be very useful as a witness to the kidnapping without explaining the makeup of my being to the entire department, which will only scandalize things further. Darn it all.
Look, it's not being squashed completely, so I don't think anyone's been bought. But until there's undeniable proof Hayden was taken by force, they're gonna care more about the poor doorknob and some paint on the walls than him being missing.
そうなんだよね。で、誰に誘拐されたか。
Which means somebody definitely has some influence, enough to buy themselves time by forcing me to follow protocol to a T. Not that I will, but I'm gonna have to keep things quiet.
It sounds like it's going to be up to us.
Yeah, so stop messing around. There's certainly a story here, but if you keep botching your moves, you'll blow it. I'd really rather you not be involved at all, but I know that isn't gonna happen at this point. I've got a bad feeling people are gonna end up dead over this. I don't want you to be one of them, buddy.
うわぁ、怖い伏線。
And I really don't want to be the one making that call to your sister. Please.
わかったよ。心配かけてごめん。気 気をつけるよ。約束する。
Yeah, yeah, I know. Just here.
お、ご心中。
Take this. Use it if you have to.
襲撃の件はで調べよう。ありがとう。使う機会がないことを願うよ。
Me either. I'll be in touch if I find anything out, but don't hold your breath. My superiors are going to keep leaning on me to do nothing. Back to the grind, I guess. See you. Stay safe.
はーい。
Thank you for your time, Detective Rivers.
じゃあね。
You should talk to the receptionist and formally check out before we go anywhere. We should also look for Dr. Fairlight's assistant, Mr. Decker. He should be somewhere around.
どう見ても怪しいんだけどね。この人。
Patient,
はい。
my records indicate that you have been admitted for possible cranial trauma.
当該外傷。へえ。あ、じゃあ後ろから思いっきり殴られたっていうことか。
You should currently be in your assigned bed resting. While I am truly delighted to see that you have regained consciousness, I must insist that you return to your room to be examined by a medical professional immediately.
へえ、そんな悪い状態だったんだ。すごいな。とにかく大手続きをしてほしい。
I must insist that you remain for treatment. A doctor has not determined the full extent of your injuries.
大丈夫だよ。
Very well. I am prohibited by law from detaining you here against your will, patient. But you should note in your release paperwork that willful early termination of medical services releases this hospital and its parent company, ZHC, from legal liability should your condition persist or worsen outside of our care.
おう、企業的。
Additionally, all test and medical data from your visit will be shared with our standard partners to help improve our services and offerings and to keep the price affordable. I am further required to inform you that this visit has expended the last of your year's governmentally mandated healthcare
お
credits.
ーマジか。え、そうなの？
Lastly, you will be required to provide payment or proof of private insurance for any further visits for routine or emergency medical care.
なんてこった。そうですか。
Please take care to fill out all forms thoroughly and accurately. And do have a nice day.
最後に良い一日を。それは嫌味にしか聞こえないぞ。
Your medical billing makes me glad I'm synthetic. You should look for more paying journalism work before you get shot again.
いやいやいやいや。無理だから。
Before we leave, we should look for Dr. Fairlight's assistant, Leon Decker. お、ハッシーだ。変わるのか。ハッシー。体力が回復した気がする。 Very good. Isn't Hassie the best?
なんでこの顔になるんだ。よし、行こう。
Before we leave, we should look for Dr. Fairlight's...
探さないとダメ。
Before we leave, we... The sign here says Chinese hospital.
出たいな。はい。
Oh, wow. Well, that's quite a thing you've got there.
でしょう？どういっぱい。さすがにダメか。これ会話の選択肢次第では話さなくてよかったり。
Before we leave, we should look.
仕方がない。
Hello. The name's Leon Decker. It's a pleasure to meet you.
よろしく。
Fairlight messaged ahead that I needed to pass one of his cards on to you. Here. Thanks for taking your time with him. He really gets in one of his moods when the chair's getting fixed. The last gala he organized was full of unsavory types. He's probably happy to help folks whose pockets aren't deeper than their thoughts.
どういう仲なんだろう。いくつか質問しても。
Yeah, boss said you'd have a few for me.
うわぁ、博士が言われてたか。
I'm not really supposed to answer anything too private, but take your best shot.
あなたについて教えてほしい。
Probably not as exciting as you hope. I grew up in Montana, on a family farm. I didn't have my pa's farm hands, so I joined the military as soon as I could, like my grandpaps.
軍隊いいね。
Came home looking to do something a whole lot quieter for the rest of my life. I didn't know at the time how boring quiet could be. But hey, I'll take it over getting shot at.
軍隊ジョークってやつ。どうしてフェアライト博士はこんなに協力的なんだろう。
You think sitting in that chair all day is very entertaining? You know, the old man's talked to me about the things he used to do in his glory days. I'm sure he told you about when he was the head of some big companies. He was cold, ambitious, and took down anyone with half a mind to get in his way. I think once he aged, he realized how lonely that kind of life can be. Helping people's the only way he can feel like he's still doing something. But hey, what do I know? I just spend all my time with him.
あなたは博士のためにどんなことを？
Oh, mostly gopher work, to be honest. Started when I was just out of the military. I was looking for a gig from someone who wouldn't care that I was an army brat. North Korea made that hard. The old man pays me to guard his life, run a few errands for him, and play substitute arm candy at most of the charity galas.
なんだろう、傭兵的な感じもするんだよね。
Not terribly exciting, but I've already had enough excitement to last me another 30 years.
教えてくれてありがとう。
No problem. I'll be around if you know where to look. You have a good day now.
はーい。介護には気をつけるよ。
Well, we're free to leave. Why not head back home first? I'm sure you'd like the chance to shower at least.
ああ、そうだね。浴びたい。
For such a clean place, it sure seems to have left you feeling foul.
あは言ってくれるじゃん。心も体もすっかりリフレッシュした。じゃあ今日はここで終わります。また次回。